Shalom, shalom, shalom. All praises, glory, honor to Yahweh in the name of Son Yahweh Shah. Peace and blessings. Call her Yahweh by Shema Shah Mashiach. All praises to Yahweh in the name of Son Yahweh Shah. Fisherman for Zion back with another video through the spirit and power of Shema Shah. Don't count this is light thing to do. All glory and honor to Yahweh in the name of Son Yahweh Shah. Yahweh who we understands according to the Lashawan Kadash, the ancient Hebrew. Yahweh as our power, the Israelites, the so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Through his son Yahweh Shah HaMashiach, who the world understands as Jesus the Christ, our Lord and Savior, that was sacrificed as an atonement to bring the elect back to the Most High. Start with the elect first, and then the so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, according to the rest of the covenant that makes up all Israel. And I believe I titled this, "Time is running out. He shall make a speedy riddance of all that dwell in the land." Peace and blessings to you, Lord willing. You striving and enduring, striving to forsake the flesh and the cares of this world. Peace and blessings to the so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, as well as the leaders and the elders in the nation of Yasharala, Israel as well. Peace and blessings to you. And Lord willing, this will be edifying to you. We don't count this as a light thing to do through the spirit and power of Shema Shah. All praises to Yahweh in the name of Son Yahweh Shah. And I want to open up with a precept real quick. Not trying to be before you too long, but through the spirit, this is on my spirit, through the spirit and power of Shema Shah. I want to get this real quick. This is Hebrews chapter 3, and I'm going to start at verse 12. Hebrews chapter 3, starting at verse 12, and it reads, it says, "Take heed, brethren, lest there be in any of you an evil heart of unbelief in departing from the living Most High God." So we have to be taking heed in these last days, aware of, many things that's around us, aware of the spirit that is upon us, aware of the spirit that is upon our brothers and our sisters, those beside us, whether you have a spouse. Take heed and be aware of things that's going on due to prophecy that you may read about in the scriptures and the Holy Bible. You have to take heed and be aware. You can't be ignorant of anything great and small, as the Most High stated in His Word. You want to be aware of things that's in front of you and even things that's far uh, beyond you. So the Most High said in Hebrews 3 and 12, "Take heed, brethren, lest there be in any of you an evil heart of unbelief in departing from the living God." And as well, you don't want to depart from the Most High, the Heavenly Father, the power. You don't want to depart from the Most High, giving yourself over to wickedness, many devices that can kind of jeopardize you getting salvation. So-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, they're elect as well. But exhort, verse 13, "But exhort one another daily, while it is called today, lest any of you be hardened through the deceitfulness of sin." So we must remain in the spirit of exhorting one another, exhorting ourselves, encouraging ourselves, reading the word, applying the word, not moving in the spirit of being a hypocrite, as well as helping others get closer to the Most High, repenting and making an awareness of the evilness and wickedness that we may be blind of, to come to the light through the spirit and the power of the Most High and His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shah the Messiah. Now I want to get another precept as well. Now this is Psalms, real quick. I want to get Psalms. This is Psalms chapter 5, and I want to start at verse 4. It says, Psalms chapter 5 and verse 4. It says, "For thou art not a most high God that had pleasure in wickedness, neither shall evil dwell with thee. The foolish shall not stand in thy sight. Thou hatest all workers of iniquity." So we don't want to be the ones that are dwelling with wicked doers and people that love to be evil and love to do wickedness. You know, like David said, wickedness shall not dwell with thee. So if you have the spirit of the Most High, if you have the mind to want to strive and walk with the Most High, like it says in Genesis, Enoch walked with the Most High. We want to be on the same lines, and we want to apply the same ways and the same things of righteousness. Now, reading it one more time, Psalms chapter 5, verse 5. "The foolish shall not stand in thy sight. Thou hatest all workers of iniquity. Thou shalt destroy them that speak leasing. The Lord Yahweh will abhor the bloody and deceitful man. But as for me, I will come into thine house in the multitude of thy mercy, and in thy fear will I worship toward thy holy temple." So you want to have fear. You want to fear the Most High in ways that if you apply yourself to knowing His righteousness and knowing His ways, you should, have that first level of applying, His guidelines to your life, not doing such things that He may be, looking at individuals and ready to destroy them, ready to cut them down, because it says fear. You got to fear the Most High, as David says. Let me read it one more time. Now, Psalm chapter 5 and verse 7, and it says, "But as for me, I will come into thine house in the multitude of thy mercy, and in thy fear will I worship towards thy holy temple." So David, he feared the Most High. You got many righteous people that you read about in the scriptures. What can we pattern ourselves after? David feared the Most High. So who's fearing the Most High in these last days? Now get straight to it. Now the title says, "Time is running out. He shall make a speedy riddance of all that dwell in the land." So the Most High, he's going to do a lot of amazing things. He's going to do a lot of amazing things. Now I want to get this real quick before I dive a little deeper in this lesson. I want to get this etymology real quick, because this is coming from the prophet Zephaniah. Now we're gonna go to Zephaniah chapter 1 real quick. Zephaniah chapter 1, because this is pertaining to prophecy and things that's going to take place soon, whether you believe it or not, because these are the words of the Most High. And prophecy is very, very key when you believe and when you trust in the Most High, because it's not what we do, it's not what we say, it's based on the foundation and the power and the pleasure and all of the glory and the wonders and all of the things of the Most High and His Son Yahweh Shah. Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shah. Now this is Zephaniah chapter 1 verse 18, and it reads, it says, I want to read up. I'm gonna start at verse 16. This is now when you read Zephaniah chapter 1, it starts off by talking about the judgment of Judah and Jerusalem, and then verses 14 on down goes into the wrath that the Most High is going to bring upon the land for all of the wickedness and all of the folly and abomination that a lot of people put their hands and give their lives over to. Zephaniah chapter 1 and verse 16, and it reads, "A day of the trumpet and alarm against the fenced cities and against the high towers, and I will bring distress upon men, that they shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against the Lord Yahweh, and their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as the dung. Neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath." So it doesn't matter if you make a certain amount of money. It doesn't matter if you have a status. It doesn't matter how much you help people out. As far as things that you gave, especially if you boasting and profiting it in that day, the Most High is going to bring His wrath upon all that dwell on the face of the earth, whether you believe it or not. He's going to bring His wrath. He's going to show it. You will be able to see it. These are things that we have to fix our spirits and our minds to ponder upon. Because if you don't, you're going to be in a position. You're going to be in a space where you're not occupied in prophecy. You're not thinking about the things that the Most High said that He's going to do by His prophets. Now it says Zephaniah 1 and 17. "And I will bring distress upon men, that they shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against the Lord Yahweh." And a lot of people, they won't know where to go. They won't know what to do. They won't be able to make decisions, because somebody that's blind, you have to have, you know, somebody to guide you. "And their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as the dung. Neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord Yahweh's wrath. But the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of His jealousy. For He shall make even a speedy riddance of all them that dwell in the land." So riddance goes into destruction. Now let me play this real quick. This is in the Hebrew. Strong's H3617. Kala, which is a Hebrew word, which goes into complete termination, full end. complete destruction. The Most High is going to bring complete destruction to the entire face of the earth, whether you believe it or not. You can't allow your days to go by just all happy and just all, not saying we always want to be depressed and sad and down, but you always got to have this in mind that the Most High, his timing is different than our time. You know, the world is soon fastly approaching the wrath of the Most High for all of the wickedness that's going on here, for all of the abomination that goes on here, wherever you may be at on the face of the earth. And the Most High is going to get over a lot of these elites, you know, the ones that he's really going to wreak havoc upon, as well as those of the covenant, the so-called Black, Spanish, and Native Americans. But I want to get this in Matthew because a lot of people think the Most High is going to come and it's going to be a beautiful sight in the beginning. Now, the beautiful sight only comes, in the kingdom for the so-called Black, Spanish, and Native Americans. But it's not going to be a beautiful sight for those that aren't pertain to that covenant, for those that are not the elect. It's not going to be a beautiful sight. I'm going to get this in Matthew real quick. This is Matthew chapter 10, and I'm going to start at verse 34, and it reads, it says, "Think not that I am come to send peace on earth." So a lot of people think the Most High is sending peace. They think that because they open up their mouth and they confess Jesus, and they say all of these things that they think according to their righteousness they supposed to receive because they say Jesus, and because they go to church, and because they so-called do good to other people. But he's not coming to send peace on earth. Matthew 10 and 34 one more time. "Think not that I'm come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword." So the Most High is coming to bring destruction, which that sword is going into destruction. He's sending an alarm right now. Many of his messengers are telling you that the end of the world is here, that all hell is going to break loose, that famine is going to be on the horizon a little bit more. So the Most High is telling you that he's bringing destruction, whether you believe it or not. He's bringing more diseases. You got this virus that's going around. You know, regardless if it's a war, a lab. Trying to use my words wisely because we don't want to get flagged, because a lot of this information that's coming out, a lot of people, they may look at it as a threat. So regardless if it was in a lab, a biological warfare, or whatever the case may be, it all starts with the Most High, because the Most High, he ordained for his prophets to speak on things that's going to happen. Let me get there real quick in Amos. That was going to happen before it even came to the forefront, before it even came to pass. Now this is Amos real quick. This is Amos chapter 3, and I'm gonna start at verse 7. I'm gonna start at verse 6. Amos chapter 3 and verse 6. It says, "Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in the city, and the Lord Yahweh had not done it?" So who you think is doing and controlling everything? It's not only the elites. It's not only the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the Waltons. The Most High is the one controlling all things. By his host, by his mighty heavenly host, by his son. The Most High is in control of all this. As it says, do you think the Most High is going to do something and it has not came from him? Verse 7, Amos 3 and 7. "Surely the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, Most High God, will do nothing, but he revealed his secret unto his servants, the prophets." So the Most High he's going to allow his messengers to speak on things that he's going to do, things that are going to come to pass. Let me get this real quick in Isaiah. The Most High said things of old that has not taken place yet, and some things have taken place. Let me get this real quick. This is Isaiah chapter 46, and I'm gonna start at verse 10. Isaiah 46 and 10. It says, "Declaring the end from the beginning, and from ancient times, the things that are not done, saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure." So the Most High is going to allow things to be done according to his will and according to the things that he spoke by his prophets. And these are things that we have to ponder upon, because prophecy is very key. As it states in Revelation 19:10, the testimony of the Messiah, Yahweh Shah HaMashiach, the anointed, is prophecy. So that is something that's gonna come to pass. Now I also want to get Jeremiah real quick. Jeremiah 25. Let's look at Jeremiah chapter 25, and I want to start at Jeremiah chapter 25 and verse 4, and it reads, it says, "And the Lord Yahweh has sent unto you all his servants, the prophets, rising early and sending them, but ye have not hearkened, nor incline your ear to hear." So a lot of people, they're not inclining their ears to hear and understand what the Most High is saying. More so, they have deceived minds. They have a wicked, vile spirit. So of course, the ones that are not inclined to the Most High, they aren't going to hear. They aren't going to receive what the prophets are saying. But the elect will receive it though. The Most High already said that He's gonna avenge them when all hell and all wickedness is on a higher level than what it is now. The Most High said in Luke 18:8 that He's gonna avenge the elect. The elect is going to be on their watch to understand that, okay, what is the Most High saying now? What is the Most High saying about this? What is He saying about that? What can I be aware of as I start my day out? So the Most High gave you the prophets, gave you the men to be able to warn you, to be able to give you the sense of, okay, time is running out. So it ain't much room to be playing around. You need to structure your life and your spirit and your household like this. And if not, you need to expect to be cut down by many of the devices in the land, whether it be disease, famine, pestilence, a missile, a gun, or a drastic uh, life event that can cause you to die immediately and speedily. So reading on Jeremiah 25:5, they said, "Turn ye again now, every one from his evil way, and from the evil of your doings, and dwell in the land that the Lord Yahweh hath given unto you and to your fathers forever and ever. And go not after other gods to serve them and to worship them, and provoke me not to anger with the works of your hands, and I will do you no hurt." So the Most High told us the way to go, to not serve these false gods, to not serve these gods and these false religions, to not follow the ways of the multitude, not to do the wickedness that the multitude is doing. And if you follow the ways of righteousness, He's not going to hurt you. He's not going to allow you to be consumed by these pestilence and diseases. He's not going to allow you to be consumed by famine. He's going to allow you to be rewarded with everlasting life. Let me get this real quick, because there's no need to worry if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, because the Most High is going to avenge you. This is Luke chapter 18, and I'm starting at verse 8, and it reads, "I tell you that He will avenge them speedily." He's going to avenge the elect speedily. The Most High said He's going to bring a swift riddance, meaning destruction, on all that dwell in the land. So if you are a man and a woman or a child that fears the Most High, you should fear that. It doesn't matter if you are doing what you're supposed to be doing. David, we just read in Psalm chapter 5 that David feared the Most High. So even if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, you should be fearing, because you want to continue to do what you're supposed to be doing. You want to continue to remain in the lot of righteousness, serving the Most High in sincerity and truth, with a pure mind and a pure spirit. If not, a destruction and all evil is upon anybody that's not in the right spot, in the right sense of the Most High protecting them. Now Luke 18:8, "I tell you that He will avenge them speedily. Nevertheless, when the Son of Man cometh, shall He find faith on the earth?" So the Most High is going to avenge the elect, and the elect will continue to hold on to faith and have faith. Now I want to go back right here in Matthew real quick. Matthew chapter 10, because a lot of people think the Most High is just all about goodness, and it's all about mercy and forgiveness, which he's about that, but it's also other things that the Most High is about too. He's about revenge, get back. He's about warning you, and if you don't take heed of that, it's lights out. So this is Matthew chapter 10 and verse 34 again. Think not that I'm come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. For I am come to set a man at variance against his mother, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And a man foes shall be they of his own household. He that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me, and he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. And he that taketh not his cross and follow after me is not worthy of me. He that findeth his life shall lose it, and he that loseth his life for my sake shall find it. So the Most High, he's giving us the green light as far as things that we can do, that we will be rewarded for, to try to escape this evil that's coming upon the whole face of the earth. Or if you try to seek and save yourself, save your life by trying to get rich and trying to escape all of the things that this society makes you feel like that you can escape. You know, the Most High said, hey, it's over for you, because the true peace is through Yahweh and Yahweh Shah. Now, let me get this in St. John 16. This is St. John chapter 16 and verse 33, and it reads, the St. John 16 and 33, these things I have spoken unto you, that in me ye might have peace. So the true peace is in the Most High. The true peace is in the law, statutes, commandments, in faith, bringing forth fruit, meat for repentance. The true peace is loving what the Most High has commanded for us to have, and not just, doing it to be seen, not just trying to do the things the Most High said for us to do to be seen and to receive some type of glorification amongst men. The true peace is serving the Most High in a sincere way, being humble. That's the true peace. St. John 16 and 33, these things I have spoken unto you, that in me ye might have peace. In the world ye shall have tribulation, but be of good cheer, I have overcome the world. So any peace that we shall receive, or that we seek to receive, it should be of the Most High, not of a validation from a man or a woman, or from your job, or from somebody that you may look up to, because that can be taken away. That can be temporary, but the true peace is according to the Most High. Let me get this in Ephesians chapter 4 real quick. Now this is Ephesians chapter 4. It's like I want Philippians chapter 4. This is Philippians chapter 4, and I'm gonna start at verse 7, and it reads, and the peace of Most High God, which passeth all understanding, shall keep your hearts and minds through Christ Jesus, which we understand as Hamashiach Yahushua. And so that's the peace that we want to seek and we want to obtain, because that's what's going to sustain us in these last days. Because the Most High said, knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of thy town. And the Most High is going to allow you to have that as long as you continue to seek Him and strive. Because like we just said, time is running out. Time is running out for adulterers and fornicators. Time is running out for whoremongers. Time is running out for idolaters. Time is running out for all the soothsayers, false teachers, false prophets, for those that are seeking money for filthy lucre's sake. Time is running out for those that steal and rob and scam. The Most High is about to bring a mighty, speedy riddance, destruction of all that face, on all the face of the earth, whether you believe it or not. Time is running out, and you can't allow your days to go by not being in that spirit. Let me get this in Revelation real quick. This is Revelation. I want to get Revelation chapter 12. I'm going to start at verse 12, and it reads, it says, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he had but a short time. So these devils, they know they got a short time. So they're going to try to bring out all stops. They're going to try to bring out all the stops to cut down whom they can, to jam up whom they can. So of course there's more diseases coming out, more viruses coming out, more pestilence that's coming out. They want to bring it out because they know their time is running out. They know their time is running out. Esau know his time is running out. So therefore we got to take heed to prophecy, to warning, to exhortation, to stay in the spirit, get our households in order, get our minds right, check our spirits. So let me read this one more time. Revelation 12 and 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil has come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he had but a short time. So therefore we should, especially those that are striving and repenting daily, and that are making themselves available to obtaining the reward of righteousness that the Most High is going to bring. Those that should be rejoicing are the saints, the so-called Black, Spanish, and Native Americans, because this place is about to be destroyed. This place is getting chopped down day by day. So you should be rejoicing, as it says in Revelation 12 and 12. It says you should be rejoicing, because every day that the Most High gives us grace and mercy to see, this place is getting cut down minute by minute, second by second, day by day, week by week. Jobs getting shut down, businesses getting shut down. This place is going down, and we want to rejoice in that, especially if we serving the Lord in the spirit of righteousness and sincerity. And if we really serious about this thing, you should be rejoicing in that. Let me get Revelation 18 real quick. Let's get Revelation chapter 18. Revelation chapter 18 and verse 18, and it reads, and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, what city is like unto this great city? And they cast dust on their heads and cried, weeping and wailing, saying, alas, alas, that great city wherein were made rich all that had ships in the sea, by reason of her costliness. For in 1 hour is she made desolate. And this place got rich off of the backs of the so-called Black, Spanish, and Native Americans, killing the Gadites, killing my tribe, the Issacharites, bringing the Judites over here, taking them from Jerusalem, bringing them over here with the rest of the northern kingdom. This city got rich off of rape, robbery, and murdering. So we rejoice every day a job gets cut down. We rejoice every day we hear about a plant about to go out of business, about to shut down a manufacturing site that holds 2,000 employees. We rejoice in the fact that the Most High is showing us that he's literally about to come down from the heavens and build us a new place. You should be rejoicing every time you hear a manufacturing plant closing down, every time you hear about a so-called white person dying, every time you hear about the Most High bringing more destruction on this place. Ye so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans that are repenting and that are coming back to the truth and that are coming back to the Most High with a humble and contrite spirit, repenting daily, having the spirit of David upon you, seeking the Most High, you should be rejoicing, because this place is going down. We look for a new heaven and a new earth with no disease on it, with no wicked devil ruling and reigning. That's what we looking for. We want the Most High to bring a swift destruction on this place. And if you ain't in that spirit, then you want to die here. You want to die in the land of your enemy. Like it says in 1 Kings 8:46 on down. Who wants to die in the land that was stolen? and they claiming just about their name on it. It ain't giving the so-called Black, Spanish, and Native Americans no credit for it. Who wants to die in their enemy's land? Now this is Revelation chapter 18 and 19. And they cast dust on their heads and cried, weeping and wailing, saying, Alas, alas, that great city wherein were made rich all that had ships in the sea by reason of her costliness. For in 1 hour is she made desolate. Rejoice over her. That's what we just read in Revelation 12 and 12. You should be rejoicing every day the Most High allows you to see that this place is going down. Gas prices is right at $5. Every time you go to the grocery store, you barely want to go because you can barely afford anything in this society. So it says Revelation 18 and 20, rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets. And you best believe the prophets are still on the earth. You best believe the apostles are still on the earth. Because if they aren't, why would the Most High put in the last book of the so-called last book in the Bible, why would he put ye apostles, ye prophets? It's because a lot of people have been overthrown by philosophy, been overthrown by Greek mythology, Egyptology, been overthrown by the so-called white man, Chinese man, Japanese man, and all of these heathens devices. So Revelation 18 to 20 again, rejoice over her. Rejoice over who? Who's it saying rejoice over? Those that raped, robbed, and murdered the so-called Black, Spanish, and Native Americans. Those that came to the so-called Americas where the Northern Kingdom was already residing at to get away from the heathen, to keep the commandments. And now they came over here, came after us, as well as took the Judites, the Benjamites, and the Levites away from the motherland and brought them over here as well. Raped, robbed, and murdered them to build up their society, stealing all the resources and skyrocketing the prices with fake money. So it says, rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for Most High God had avenged you on her. So the Most High is going to avenge the so-called Black, Spanish, and Native Americans. And we just read that as well in Luke 18 and 8. He's going to avenge the elect. There's no reason to stress about losing a job. There's no reason to stress about light bill being high. There's no reason to stress about what you can afford, what you cannot afford, because all we need to be worried about is enduring, having faith, fearing the Most High, getting our houses in order, doing things decently and in order. Keep pushing the word, making sure we obtaining and taking heed to what's going on around us according to prophecy. You know, being a good example in the ministry. Husbands loving their wives and wives loving their husbands, and husband and wives teaching and building up their children to serve and fear and have faith in the Most High, keeping the commandments. That's what we should be doing right now. Making an honest living to the best of our ability. You know, because this place is going down. And we rejoice and thank the Most High day by day. Let me get this in Matthew real quick. Because this place is going down quick. Now, this is Matthew chapter 24, and I want to start at verse 42. It says, watch therefore, for ye know not what hour your Lord doeth come. So why would we not take heed? Why would we not be aware? What is it that will cause us to be rocked to sleep like a little, like a little 2-month-old? You shouldn't be getting rocked back to sleep unless you wanted to, unless you wanted to be wicked in this wicked society. So it says, watch therefore, for ye know not what hour your Lord doeth come. But know this, that if the good man of the house had known in what watch the thief would come, he would have watched and would have not suffered his house to be broken up. Therefore be ye also ready, for in such an hour as ye think not, the Son of Man cometh. So you don't know when the Lord gonna come back. So how much time do we got left? Anybody got a clock? They can tell me how much time we got left? You don't know. So why would you not try to be on fire for the Most High? Be on fire with forsaking your flesh. Why would you not be on fire with making sure your household is in order? As a man, as a woman, even if you were a child and your parents are just some devils and demons too, you gotta watch yourself. Making sure you're not giving it to the devices that they gave into. Verse 45, Matthew 24 and 45. Who then is a faithful and wise servant, whom his Lord has made ruler over his household to give them meat in due season? Blessed is that servant whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find doing so. So you ain't got to answer that question. Who is a wise and faithful servant? Do the things that will give you the sense of being called a wise and faithful servant. You ain't got to be proudful. You ain't got to be proudful, as we should be remaining humble and checking the boxes off. So when the Most High do open up the sky with his heavenly host and he comes back, he can look at us and say, well done, my faithful servant. Because we want to be the ones that are striving for that election, making our calling and election sure. Now I want to go back to Zephaniah real quick. Zephaniah, I want to read this one more time. This is Zephaniah chapter 1 and verse 18. It says, I'm gonna start back at 14. Zephaniah 1 and 14. The great day of the Lord is near. It is near and hasted greatly. Even the voice of the day of the Lord. The mighty man shall cry there bitterly. So even the mighty man is going to cry. Even the whomever you think is the most mightiest man, he is going to cry in that day. No, there's nothing you can do. There's nowhere you can go. There's nothing you can prepare yourself for this day, because this is going to be a day no one has ever seen. No one has been in this position. This is not a day like, the 14 and the 1600s. This is well beyond that. This is more drastic and chaotic and more terrible than that, because we serve a great and terrible Most High God. So even the most mightiest man in that day he's gonna weep. He's gonna cry. Zephaniah 1 and 15. That day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness. I'm gonna go down to verse 18, Zephaniah 1 and 18. Neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath. But the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy, for he shall make even a speedy riddance of all them that dwell in the land. So we got to be aware of that. We got to take heed to that. We can't just hear that and say, yeah, that I knew that was in the Bible for a minute, but I'm going to just live my life. I'm going to keep living my life. We can't just hear that and just live our life as if we don't need to take heed to that, because that is coming. That is a warning. That is a spiritual trumpet that is being blown before the actual trumpet is going to be blown, when the Most High open up the sky and comes back and reward every man, every woman, every child according to his works, righteousness or evilness. Let me get I want to get this real quick in Habakkuk chapter 2. Let me get this in Habakkuk, because we got to understand the Most High, he ain't nothing to play with. I'm on Habakkuk chapter 2, and I'm gonna start at verse 3. Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 3. It says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. So even though we've been saying the world is going to end, even though you might have heard your grandma say the Lord is coming back, even though you might have heard your granddaddy say we living in the end days, we living in the last days, even though it tarry, meaning it ain't came yet, it's still waiting. Even though it tarry, wait for it, because it's surely gonna come. That's what the Most High just said. Let me read it one more time. Habakkuk 2 and 3. For the vision is yet for the appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Because we know the Most High is not a liar. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry, and it's not gonna just continue to prolong, because it said the vision is for an appointed time. So the Most High has an appointed time for such things to happen and to take place, and you got to understand that. Let me get Luke real quick before I wind down. Let me go to Luke. It's the book of Luke. I want to get Luke. So even though it tarry, wait for it. Luke chapter 21, I'm going to start at verse 33. And it reads, it says, heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words shall not pass away. So even those that are in rulership, they're going to pass away. Even those that pass the laws in this land and make all of this stuff, happen to be what it is that you abide by, rules and regulations, all of that's going to pass away. Many other stuff that we see and that we hear and that's in this society, it's going to pass away. But the thing that's not going to pass away is what the Most High just literally told us. His words will not pass away. You're not just going to read the Holy Scriptures. You're not just going to go to the books of the prophets and nothing just not happen. There's many people that, when the speed limit say 55, they go 80 miles per hour. And a lot of people don't get caught. A lot of people do get caught. A lot of people don't get caught. But those that are living a wicked life and not abiding by what the Most High say, especially the so-called Black, Spanish, and Native Americans, and the heathen that are, doing wickedness on a higher level than what the Most High had ordained them to do, that is not going to pass away according to the judgment that is set for them. Certain heathens, they're going to be in chains and shackles in the kingdom of heaven. Then you got a lot of others that's going to be dead. Certain so-called Black, Spanish, and Native Americans going to be put to death. And then you got the elect that's going to be rewarded. So a lot of things is going to pass away, but the words of the Most High is not going to pass away. These prophecies, they're not just going to get spoken and get put on paper and nothing happen. That Most High ain't like man. So reading on Luke 22. So like at Luke 21 and verse 33. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words shall not pass away. And take heed to yourselves, lest at any time your hearts be overcharged with surfeiting, meaning oversupply, and drunkenness and cares of this life, and so that day come upon you unawares. So you can't be oversupplying your life with just working on your job, working at your factory, working at your real estate office, working at Bojangles or Domino's or McDonald's or whatever you do for your occupation. Or if you playing video games, or if you got a lawn business, or if you got a hair salon, you can't be just giving yourself over to that and act like the Most High is not going to bring a speedy riddance upon the face of the earth. You can't just get up in the morning and just live your life, think about how can I get more money, and then at the end of the day, take a shower and go to sleep and act like the Most High is not going to get up at this place. You got to take heed to what the Most High is saying. Or you're going to be overcharged with surfeiting, giving yourself over to things of this life that is going to be meaningless. Even though we understand we got to work and provide, but more so we gotta live and have a foundation for the Most High as well. So reading on again, Luke 21 and 34, and take heed to yourselves, lest at any time your hearts be overcharged with surfeiting and drunkenness and cares of this life, and so that day come upon you unawares. For as a snare shall it come on all them that dwell on the face of the whole earth. Watch ye therefore and pray always, that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man. So we should be observing, taking heed, trying to make our calling and election sure, that we can be accounted worthy to escape all of this. That's what we should be meditating on day in and day out, as much as possible. Ain't no way around it, you know. Now, let me get this before I wind down. Now, this is Second Esdras, chapter 15, and I'm starting at the top. Second Esdras and Apocrypha. For those that don't have an Apocrypha, get you one off Amazon, or you can go to Barnes and Noble. You can get it off, websites, if they have it available, as far as Bible websites, or you can download the app. First Esdras all the way to Second Maccabees, the 1611. And if you got the 1611, it looks something like this. Already got, for those that don't understand and those that don't have it. You got the 80 books, Genesis all the way to Revelation, and the Apocrypha included. So this is Second Esdras, chapter 15, and I'm gonna start at the top. Second Esdras 15 and verse 1, which these are words by the prophet Ezra himself that you can read in the Holy Bible, Ezra. So it says, "Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, said the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true." So the Most High words are faithful and they are true. Just because you don't believe, is that a reason for you not to take heed to the words of the Most High? And I believe the precept that says in Romans, let me get this in Romans. What if some did not believe? Now this is Romans chapter 3, and I'm gonna start at verse 3, and it reads, it says, "For what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of Most High God without effect?" So what if some don't believe? But they gonna get jammed up. They gonna be the ones that the swift, speedy riddance is gonna be brought upon. So the Most High says, going back to Second Esdras 15 and verse 1, "Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, said the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness." So those that aren't striving to keep the commandments and have faith and believe on the Most High, they're gonna die in their unfaithfulness. For those that stop teaching the word of God, for those that, to be quite specific, for those that stop teaching the truth of the Most High, they're gonna die in their unfaithfulness. Because you was just like a woman that got tired of her husband. You got a lot of people getting tired of the Most High. You got a lot of people that they got tired of teaching. They got tired of studying. They got tired of enduring. So if you are the one, the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American that got tired, you're gonna die your unfaithfulness. And the Most High is gonna bring a speedy riddance upon you, as well as others that are in the equation, as well as unto the heathens as well, and to the so-called richest person, to the so-called richest white person, so-called richest black person, so-called coon that got put in a position to sell out. All in that, they all in that equation. So-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American that was talking about camps, that was talking about those that are teaching the Bible. They're gonna die in their unfaithfulness. Reading it again, 2 Esdras 15 and 4. "For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness." So if you gave up, if you